Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh and good afternoon. So today we are going to present our CSC126 group project. So in our presentation today, we are going to discuss. First one, we have objective of the project, purpose project summary, problem analysis, algorithm design, and lastly, we are going to do a demonstration of our system. So before we start our presentation, let me introduce to you our group members. First one we have Mr. Shahelmi, second one we have Mr. Arif, third one we have Mr. Sharil, and last one me, Mr. Ketch. So first, without further ado, let's begin our discussion with objective that will be going to present by Mr. Shahelmi. So Mr. Shahelmi, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. KH. Okay, now I will explain about the objective of this project. Okay, the main objective of this project is to build a system to calculate the grade and GPA to identify that student is pass or fail. Okay, apart from that, the group project objective is to develop student teamwork skill that are essential for student academic and professional success. In completing this group project, students are expected to work in a team to analyze a simple real-world problem, organize effective algorithmic solution for the problem, and construct computer program to solve them. Upon okay, upon completion of this project, students are also expected to demonstrate communication skill by presenting the developed computer program. Okay, now I will pass back to Mr. Ketch.
All right, thank you, Shermi, for the brief explanation for our objective. So next, we continue with the project summary that are going to be presented by Mr. Arif. So, Mr. Arif, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. KH. So, to summarize this proposed project, the students were given an assignment project to work on in groups. The project needed them to create and develop a program to calculate the grades and GPA of a student based on their scores in their subjects. And the program have to be coded in C++ language. They needed to include what they have learned over the past 14 weeks in their program's code, like the control structure, function, and array. The program also needs to be displayed like the sample output that has been provided in the question. Also, not to mention that problem analysis and designing the algorithm needed to be done as well because they were part of the program development lifecycle. However, challenges appear during the process of the program's development. We realized that teamwork and communication skills are very important in order to complete the group assignment. Without the without the cooperation of the group members, it's possible, but it's hard to complete the project. Also, figuring out the logical errors inside the program's code also challenging. Thus, one goes back to the PDLC process to solve the problems. So that's all for the summary.
Thank you, Mr. Arif. Next, we are going to discuss the analysis. So the analysis part will be presented by Mr. Shalmi. So, Mr. Shalmi, it's yours.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ketch. Okay, as we all know, problem analysis has three main points such as input, process, and output. Okay. The example of input is like English, all the subject mark like English, maths, history, programming, and science. Okay. For the process, there are three process for this program, such as for 4 credit score, the GPA equals to G value multiplied by 4 divided by 4. For 3 credit score, the GPA equals to G value multiplied by 3 and divided by 3. For 2 credit score, GPA equals to G value multiplied by 2 and divided by 2. So the output is all the subject, mark, grade, and GPA. So this is the problem analysis. So now I will pass back to the Mr. KH.
Thank you, Mr. Shalmi, for the brief explanation for our problem analysis. So next, we proceed with algorithm design that are going to be presented by Mr. Arif. Mr. Arif, the floor is yours.
All right, we will continuing on with the algorithm design. We will choose flowchart for this one. So to start off, we have four initial value, I, J, high value and low value. Three of them will be set into 0 and the low value will be set into 100. After that, it will run into the function of get name and get ID. It will ask the user to input the name and input the ID number. After that, the program will run into another for function that is get mark, grade, grade value, and also GPA. After that, it will ask the user to enter their mark. And after they enter the mark will be calculated into grade, grade value, and also GPA. And after all of that, it will be running into the check status function. And after the check status function, it will display the result of the students, and it will the program will update the I and J for the next loop. After that, it
Next
will
input.
next input. Thank you. And after that, it will ask the student to continue or not. If the student doesn't want to continue entering the mark, it will turn into the repetition loop, the for loop. If the condition inside the condition, if the condition inside the loop is true, it will run the calculation of the average mark, the high mark, and also the lowest mark. So uh, for the calculation is that the calculation will be plus with the total mark of the all of the subject, and it will run into the minimum calculation function. So the minimum mark or the average mark will be set into the minimum calculation return value. And after that we will after that the program will run into two selection. The if mark is higher than the high value, it will set the high value into the current mark. And also if the mark is lower than the low value, it will set the low value into the lowest mark. And it will uh, t- uh, turn into the repetition loop again. And if the condition in the loop is false, it will display the average or mean, high and the lowest mark, and lastly, it will end the program. So this is the submodules or the function. We have the get name function, get ID function, um, get and also get mark function. After that, we have the grade function and also the grade value function. And lastly, the two function is the GPA and check status function. Oh, last but not least, the minimum calculation function. All right, that's all from me. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Arif, for the long explanation for our algorithm design. So before we end our presentation, I will do a demonstration of how our system we are running. So let me share my screen first. One moment, please. So as you can see here, this is our system, our GPA calculator system. So first, the system will ask the user to enter their name. So first, I will enter my name. Let me enter my name first. So Khairul Haziq. Let me put first. And then the system will ask me to enter my student ID. So just here. Okay. So first, English mark. In this system, we need to enter only the system will only accepting zero numbers marks from 0 to 100 only. So if the user enter numbers more than 100, let's say, I put 199 here, the system will tell the user that they have input an invalid mark. So the system will ask the user again to enter their mark. So here I will enter the correct mark, which is, let's say my mark for English is 85. Right. So my mathematics is 95, 69. History mark, programming, active 95, and science marks is say 40. So as you can see here, the system show me the result for my for my every subject. So here, as you can see, my English is passed. I get A, and the grade value is 4. And then same goes to mathematics. And then here, as you can see, my science subject are failed because my marks are 40. So 40 equivalent to grade D. And then the grade value is only 1. So here are my GPA. So my GPA is 3.31. Right. So after showing the result, the system will ask the user whether they want to continue entering marks or no. So if we say if we enter Y here, that represent yes, so the system will ask the user to enter name again. So let's say it is a different person. Let's say it's Arif. So uh, let's put the student ID first. Yeah. So the English mark 85. Just put 85 for every subject. 585. Okay, so the system will show the result for Arif. So as you can see here, Arif get all Arif get all A in his subject, and then his GPA is 4 flat. So let's say we are done entering marks. So the user will enter N equivalent to no, represent N, if represent no. So if I enter no, so as you can see here, the system will show the average, highest and lowest marks entered for all subjects. So before we know that there's two, based on this input, there are two students entering their marks. So the all of these average, highest and lowest marks based on the two students that have entered their marks. So we can see here, average is 85, highest mark is 85, and the lowest mark is 85, and so on. Okay, so that's all for the demonstration. All right. So that's all from us. I hope you understand our presentation. So that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you.